And we're live with SteFunny
Yes.
McPherson, the one and only. Oh my goodness, you guys are all in for a treat. This is the Live Masters TV showcase, and we have the one and only Stephanie McPherson. She's incredible. She's going to tell you about her cooking show. I can't even the way she says it, I'm gonna let her tell you all about it here in a couple of seconds. She just finished the live video challenge, and this is the interview part. And I'm really excited. I know she's gonna bring so much energy to this broadcast, and she's gonna bring so much empowerment. She's got some core principles about life and the way she thinks that empowers other people. And I'm so excited to share you with her. So, Stephanie, say hello to folks. I'm going to make sure we're streaming this live to YouTube, our Live Masters page. And I'm actually streaming this to my personal page as well because I want all my friends to know you.
Fantastic. Awesome. Well, thank you. I am so honored to be here. So excited to be here, Mike. This 7-day challenge, going live challenge was just so super awesome for me. And again, it just helped bring my message out. And it wasn't even like you asked great questions, and it was easy for me to answer those questions because they're right. The answers to those questions are right. I wear them on my heart. And so you were mentioning my cooking show. My cooking show is Fa-Rekin Licious. So it's not de-frickin' licious or de-fricking licious. It's Fa-Rekin Licious. Hey, Shabbat, what's up? You're so fabulous. Hold on, my Adobe popped up. Anyway, so my cooking show basically, when I was hi Tina, when I was in my mid to late 20s, I remember I guess that's when I was first exposed to the Food Network.
Okay.
And I had a passion for cooking all my entire life. My grandmother inspired me to cook when I was a little girl. And, in my early 20s is when I started the journey to health and wellness. And then in my mid 20s is where I started the empowerment journey. And then right around that time is when, I happened upon the Food Network. And I just remember saying at first, like I had it all mapped out. Like I was going into pharmaceutical sales. I was getting a bachelor's in biology. And I was like, I'm going to go into pharmaceutical sales, and then I'm going to go into surgical equipment sales. I'm going to watch surgery because I'm fascinated by surgery. I'm going to have my own restaurant. I'm going to own my own restaurant, and I'm going to have my own cooking show on the Food Network. So I kind of mapped everything out. And while I did not get into pharmaceutical sales, regardless of how hard I tried and how close I became, because that actually was not in line with my core values. And I never realized that. I never understood it until one day I happened upon Kevin Trudeau's natural cures they don't want you to know about. So, and then I realized that, true health and wellness is self-care and really making a concerted effort to, be mindful of what you put into your body and how you treat your body, and not rely on blood pressure and cholesterol medication, actually doing something for yourself that shows self-love. And, so D for Rick and Licious. Okay. So are we allowed to curse?
Yeah, we'll put a disclaimer on there.
Okay.
No problem.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm just going to explain to you where D for Rick and Licious is.
We're all adults here, so go ahead.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
So I've had this weird, quirky, I don't have ADD. Look, there's a squirrel, mild case of Tourette's syndrome, all self-diagnosed. Way in which I talk and add extra syllables to my words and say people's names in a unique and quirky, weird ass way. And have you ever seen the movie Snatch? Benicio del Toro. Oh gosh, what's his name? Jason Statham. They're chasing around an 86 karat diamond back in, there's like 2000. Brad Pitt. Do you remember this movie?
Yeah, I remember all those movies in Europe when they're doing all this chasing and whatnot. But by the way, I that's one of the things I like about you is how you always add a little extra flavor to every word.
Thank you. So
yeah, I remember that movie. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, there's a scene that imprinted itself upon me, and that was the scene where Turkish and Tommy show up to tell Bricktop that they lost Gorgeous George. And Bricktop's like, well, where did you lose him? It's not as though he's a set of fucking car keys, and it's not as though he's inconspicuous now, is it? And that inconspicuous just kind of imprinted itself upon me. So one day when I'm headed to the gym, a few years ago, back in 2016, and I remembered that scene and how much I love it. And I love how he said that and added the extra syllables to conspicuous. And I'm like, and just it hit me like Fa-Rekin Licious. And I'm like, oh my God, like that sounds amazing. So that's where it comes from. And, again, with my health and wellness background and my physical fitness, yeah, girl, Siobhan, that's one of the best movies ever. Like literally I've seen it 2,000 times, and that might be a slight exaggeration. But you know, so again, my health and wellness background and my passion for empowering people to be healthy, eat healthy, and do good for themselves is where I took what I incorporated for health and wellness and healthy eating, and what I taught myself about how to eat healthy in a very delicious way. Because obviously when I first started this journey, it was grilled chicken and vegetables. And then I bought a Cooking Light magazine, and I taught myself how to make healthy food delicious. So when Fa-Rekin Licious, when I started my cooking show, and this is another thing about Fa-Rekin Licious, is that I had this huge passion. I'm like, you know what, screw it, I'm just going to do this. I had my iPhone, I set it up in a little holder, and I hit record. And I made a healthy kale salad, and it was hilarious. And it got like 1,700 views in like 2 days. And I'm like, whoa. And that's before I knew anything about editing. Since then, I've done 40 some episodes. And I've learned how to edit within iMovie and Videorama and make it, even better and better and better and better. Now this is 4 years later, and now it's ready. I'm ready to up the game and the quality and the production. So I'm in the process of working with a production company out of New York, and we're going to create something ultimately professional. And it's going to incorporate not only just the healthy food, but it's to incorporate people. Because if you've seen any of my episodes, I have my friends on and we're dressed up and we act silly and it's funny, but I'm actually going to make it like where there really is a message of empowerment, of life quality, of living your best life, of loving yourself and making choices such as a gratitude practice, starting the day with a gratitude practice, or being mindful of what you're watching, what you're reading, what you're allowing, to infiltrate your mind and your soul. And so I'm really excited about that.
That's really cool. Okay, so it's obvious you have so much energy, so much passion.
Thank you.
For what it is that
Yes.
you do. Now, what makes me curious about when I meet people like you that have this kind of energy and this kind of passion, because energy's caught, it's not taught, right? It's one
Exactly.
of the things you can teach it to people. What is it that drives you? I mean, what is it in your life that's happened that made you so passionate about cooking the way you cook? And is it your personal health or other people that you care about, that you were close to, that weren't taking care of themselves? How did all that start?
It's a conglomeration of personal health and wanting everyone around me or to be healthy as well. So I grew up, my mom and daddy. My daddy was very healthy. He was very into physical fitness. So I kind of modeled after him. My mother, not so much. Okay. So her health has suffered. Nothing serious, no serious diseases or anything, but her health has suffered. Also, my mom was, so when my mom was a little girl, her mother died of an aneurysm, leaving behind 4 children. And these 4 children were 12, 10, my mama was 8, and then there was a 4-year-old. So they were all split up. And the first couple years that my mother lived with this other family that's part of her family, they were distant cousins. The husband of the family was very verbally abusive to the wife, not physically but verbally, like just he was a narcissist. He just took all of his whatever he didn't like about himself or his life out onto her. Well, what happened was that woman took that out on my mother. So my mother's 8, 9 years old, and like couldn't do anything right. So then when she was 10, they shipped her off to a children's home, to an orphanage, where she remained until she was 18. They took in the oldest daughter, who's now 14, because she could do more work around the house. So my mom grew up not knowing her worth and value, and regardless of how much she was told by my father and anyone and everyone that she was beautiful, that she had every reason to feel worthy and be the queen that she is. She never felt that. So I grew up living with a mother who was a complete self-sacrifice, and like the self-esteem of always comparing herself to others, people pleasing, everything at the complete sacrifice of her. Now you can also look at the silver lining in that and see the blessing, because I'm the complete opposite. Like I love her. She's one of the sweetest, most wonderful, kind, loving people, but that she wasn't, as far as a female empowered role model. So it's like I became that, and also throughout my life. So when I was a little kid, I was very weird. I was odd. I was a little annoying. I was outside of the box. I was bullied. What they call it bullying now. Back then we called it pick on. Yeah. And my daddy, when I would come home crying, he would say, well, people didn't like you, they wouldn't pick on you, Stephanie. But it wasn't just picking on. It wasn't just teasing. There's a big, huge difference. And if I'm not calling you a big honking goob, then I don't like you. Like, I tease everybody, but there's a difference in teasing and carrying on and doing it out of love and real, like, or a term of endearment. And yeah, thank you, Deshaun. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. How you feel, and I'll talk about that in a minute. I love that you just brought that up. But it's like being hurt and being cast out and being not picked on the kickball team, and just coming home crying because people really, really hurt my feelings and made fun of me. I learned what not to do, how not to treat people. And and it's amazing, Mike, because you would think, oh God, I could grow up being this victim and, all people are ugly, people suck. But somehow, thank you, where along can I pinpoint how I realized the freedom that exists with being authentic. You were picked on too, Siobhan?
Yeah, well, listen, that's funny because here we are. We're all in the same club. That's what's so hilarious. Who gets the last? Who's getting the last laugh now? You know what? Like you said, it taught me how to be the person I am today. I love people because you know what? I was treated so horribly, picked on when I was a teenager. And guess what? When I got picked on in school for being the fat kid, the fat kid, that was me. Then I'd get home and I didn't have necessarily all the support, right? And it was crazy. But guess what? You do learn how to treat people by the contrast of not no. I'll tell you this, guys, hand to heart, very transparent moment here, very transparent. I literally would have conversations with God and say, you know what? I promise I will never treat anybody this way ever in my life. Just help me get through this, God. And guess what? That's why I love people so much, because I would never treat anybody the way that I was ever been treated. And the old saying is treat people the way they want to be treated. I don't necessarily agree with that. I think you need to treat people the way they want to be treated, because not everybody wants to be treated the way I do. So,
well, I think the day what that means, the core message is do unto others as you would have them do unto you, is at the end of the day is about the respect that you want for yourself. You should be giving that, because energy is what you put out, you receive. And when you wake up and realize the power you have, and it doesn't mean that life is perfect, certainly not. And I've certainly been through things in my adult life. Again, a lot of what carried over from my childhood has carried over into my adult life. But I know that there is gift in it, that I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I'm actually, thank you, Deshaun. Yes, treat people with value. It's like I'm writing a book. And again, here's the cursing. It's called I've been writing it since 2015, since a devastating experience happened with me, for me, at a job that I was at. And it's called What the Fuck? And it's it's that emoji that's like this, the blue and yellow one. Anyway, and it's like WT and then there's a F asterisk CK, and it's a hilarious account of all the bullshit I've been through and some other, fabulous life happenings, because I have lived such a full life, and had so much experience, so many amazing, good, fun, fabulous experiences. But again, what all this peril that I have been through as a child, you know, throughout my entire life has taught me is, again, you know, is the importance of authenticity. And I even talk about in the chapter when I'm talking about my childhood, it's like, you would, surprisingly enough, even kids have this need to fit in and be liked with, you know, at the sacrifice of their authenticity, whether they realize they're doing it or not, or they're modeling from what they see at home. Who knows?
Yeah, that's why when people don't have the right sort of guidance when they're young, they all want the one of our core basic needs is significance and feeling important. It's just, if they're not getting it at home, that's why kids get involved with gangs, or they go and they whatever you believe in. 15, 16-year-old girls having babies, I just think it's too young. But they're searching for a reason. They're searching for that validation that they're not getting, right? And what at the end of the day, what you end up learning is if it's to be, it's up to me. And you got to be happy in the moment and know that everything's happening for you, not to you, like you were mentioning.
Absolutely. Thank you. Thank you. Everything is happening for you and through you. So just to bring up now, there were a couple times where I bullied. There were 2 times that are significant. I bullied a little boy with my mom and daddy were babysitting. I was just really mean to him one night. He was a couple years younger than me. And then there was another time in the 5th grade where I bullied a girl. So at that time, it's like there was a lift in how I felt because of how I had been made to feel. But when I look back on that, I'm so glad that did not like imprint itself upon me, in which that's how I carried the rest of my life to get that lift. I remember, especially with the little boy, seeing the fright in his face, the pure pain and fright and just horror and sadness. I realized that I don't want to make people feel like that it's not a good way to make, to feel. And so again, I'm glad, while, I've done that those 2 times, I'm so glad that did not become a part of who I was, that I actually learned that it's better to be a good person and to treat people kindly and to be inclusive. And there's so many differences out in the world. Holy jeez. And and it's like, and this is like one of the things that I say, like, just because you think differently than me, or you have different ideas or views than me, what I say is, we all have a different reality. We all have a reality, and my feet don't fit in your shoes, and vice versa. I can't look at you and go, "You're wrong. You're an idiot. You're stupid," because you have a mindset that's completely opposite or different than mine, because I have a reality, what I've exposed myself to, listen to, watch, what I choose, who I choose to be around, and it's like, just do the best you can. And at the end of the day, kindness and empathy for, for others, and just, yeah. Again,
I think at the end of the day, everybody knows to do what the right thing is. We all make a decision in the moment, and then, but it's a combination of decisions that stack on top of each other, and then it snowballs. We know, with the intention, whatever it is, either way, the pendulum's going to swing, good or bad. And it's up to you in the moment to make the right decision in life. It's that simple.
Well, yeah, I have this thing, and I made it up a few years ago, but it's called the stop sign. And I actually wrote a blog post about it, and it's called, every single human being on the planet, I don't care who you are, knows that when you reach a stop sign, it means to stop. But your running of the stop sign, or you're choosing to stop at the stop sign, is mindset. So what is the mindset that creates the choice? Either way, the choice that you choose, you're going to have to live with. But what is the mind, like, and where in your life, because stop signs metaphor, where in your life are you continuously running stop signs? And then wondering why.
That's when you get an accident. That's when you start getting in accidents, and then, like, hello.
Yeah, crash.
I have a clue. If I keep going down this road every day and I keep crashing into the same wall because I'm not stopping at that stop sign, maybe I should stop.
Absolutely. Because you want a different reality. Yeah.
So, all right. So let's talk more about your group now that you have, and when did you start the group? You said it's been a while now, right?
I started the group. I think I started, hold on. I think I started it either in June or July. I cannot remember. And so D Fa-Rekin Licious and signed you is what? Okay, so about a year ago, a little over about a year and a half ago, I had a huge catastrophic happening, and I actually did a live video, almost a 2 hour, not over. There were over 100 people watching because I prepared people to got them excited to want to watch what I was about to reveal. And from there, a girlfriend of mine that I had worked with at a previous company was like, you know what, my husband and I watched your whole video. I watched the whole damn thing, not live. She went back and watched it. And she's like, we want to help you. We want to help you bring your message of empowering people to this world. We think that combined with your cooking and your health and wellness and everything you've got going on, that we want to help you hone in your message. So that's like I'm the ADD squirrel, or look, there's a squirrel, like the talent, but yet, like, okay. And I've always thought I want to map this out. I want to combine everything. And she and her husband helped me with that. Her name is Ember Martin. I'm not sure if she's watching or if she can see. So can my friends see this?
Yeah, I mean it's on my public page. So
Okay.
and it's on the YouTube channel as well. So you can tag people in it if you want to.
Okay. Fantastic.
Since it's a public, yeah.
So anyway, so I embarked on the journey, and I just started, in my D Fa-Rekin Licious Facebook page, not the group. Started doing, just motivation Monday, tip Tuesday, wake up to Wednesday, takeaway Thursday, and fabulous Friday. And again, it was all about that daily empowered message of choosing yourself, of loving yourself. And it starts with mindset. It starts with asking yourself core questions of like, what excites you? What elates you? What lights you up? What do you want? Like, and they say that what you loved or enjoyed as a child is part of your passion and purpose, or should I say part of your purpose as an adult. And so I started it there, and and then that's when Facebook freaking changed their algorithms, and they weren't really promoting people's business pages. So like I'd do a post and I'd get like one engagement, and it's because it wasn't being shown on people's news feeds. Well, then this year, it's amazing how like things come along when you start asking questions and when you're in the right space. We want to go from 0 to 1,000 in a second, but that's not how things work. So I had to, start there and then go here and then do this and make this left turn and make this right turn to wind up being at a place where I could, make that even more of an impact and success. And so this year, I had subscribed to this guy, because I've been creating an online course for over a year now. I haven't launched it yet. It's about to be in pre-launch. And it's called Empower Your Mind, Empower Your Life. And I started rotating, because I created this course, and I'm like, well, now who do I sell it to? Who do I promote it to? I know I'm a one who has subscribed and bought and purchased. It's just like it used to be. I don't like the word self-help, but it used to be personal growth books. Call it personal growth, self-awareness books. My first one was The Empowered Mind. Anyway, and you liked that the other day. Thank you, Kendra. And so I can get off track pretty quickly. Minute. So what I did was, oh yeah, that's right. His name is David Vidalis, and he was all of a sudden. I'm going, okay, now I'm creating this course. I've got all this great content. I want to get it out here, and all of a sudden, this guy who teaches people how to create an online course and promote it. So I subscribed to him. He set such valuable information. That's where it was recommended to create a Facebook group. So I created a Facebook group. I started adding people, and then I started doing challenges. Like, okay, for anybody who invites 10 or 7 people, the magic number the first time was 7 people or more, you're going to get a copy of my first D Fa-Rekin Licious cookbook. And which I created that like about, I don't know, 2 years ago. So I've had that too, and just never done it, never published it yet. And doggone, if I didn't have like 10 girls just like this. One girl, like within 10 minutes, she had added 86 people, and so then my group just growing. And obviously it needs to grow much larger. It's like right under 500 people. But yeah, that's where I was like, okay. So then what I was trying to do in my Facebook page, Fa-Rekin Licious, I incorporated it into my group. And now there's a lot more engagement, because people, when you're a part of a group, you're more than likely going to see what you've chosen to be a part of rotate on your feed. So I can't hear you, Mike. Mike, you're muted.
Yeah, I'm
There you
muted.
are.
Hold on a
Okay.
second. Now here I am. I'm putting the Facebook, the link to your group. I'm going to pin it. It's going to be thrown in the chat here.
Thank you.
So you guys could go and join her Facebook group. It's incredible. I mean, I joined it
Yes.
as soon as we connected, and you joined Live Masters, and you came in the challenge, and it's just an amazing way if you have a message, right, and you got your own thing going on, which is really cool. And I love this. This is what I love about networking, right? We connected, and then now you're getting to, I really believe that everybody I know deserves to know who you are. That's one of the reasons why you're here on, my personal page and everywhere else. And anybody that finishes the challenge is like, oh my gosh, all right, cool. Let's do this. And let everybody know more who you are outside of the group, which is really, really cool. So I'm glad that you took the challenge. Let me ask you this. You experienced the challenge. What did you like best about the challenge and the experience and being in Live Masters?
Making myself hold myself accountable, because I might not have been so dedicated to go live every single day. And plus, it was a follow-up to that virtual stage challenge that I've done through Suzanne's group, that it was just like, I know that I need to be going live way more often than I do in my personal group and on my Facebook page. And sometimes even for myself, and it was like I was telling a girlfriend, I was talking to Tama about it today, that as big as a lot of people think I play, I'm actually playing very small. And sometimes even I have those fears, of putting myself 100% authentically out there, because you do have to be mindful of the energy that you're attracting. And people can, again, the haters, you call them haters, whatever, but it's like it's not that people hate you, it's that they hate how they feel about themselves when in your presence, or there's something that you're eliciting in them that makes them feel inadequate. And again, that's the biggest reason that I think at the end of the day that I want, because if my mother, those people that my mother lived with, if that man had not, somebody hurt him. Hurt people, happy people don't. So somebody hurt him, in which he took it out on his wife, and which his wife took it out on my mother. And luckily for my mother, meaning it hurt her, but she didn't flip it to hurt others. She didn't then go out and hurt others. She just continuously internalized and hurt herself. And, at the end of the day, the more people, if you're going to love yourself, there's going to be a reason why. And your why is tied to those core questions that I was mentioning earlier. And again, the less likely you're be in victim mentality, and everything that's happening to you is outside of yourself and always someone else's fault. And instead of taking ownership and personal responsibility for everything good and bad, and like I said, even from what happened to me like a year and a half ago, that was devastating, like one of the worst things that's ever happened, I realized, I kept asking myself every day, what is the gift here? What is the blessing, the lesson? What is it for all of us involved, not just myself, like the people who hurt me? What is it there? What is there for them, and what they chose to do, and how they're not owning up to their own power, and which is why they choose to do what they did, their actions towards me. And at the end of the day, if there's anything, it's about, we all can be personally responsible for our lives, and there's no reason.
That's called growing up, really, right?
Yeah.
I mean, that's a question. Like, at what age do you take full 100% responsibility for where you are at in life, where your best thinking's got you where you're at, right?
I know people in their 30s, 40s, and 50s, 60s who still aren't. is my, is my thing. It's my
Well, some
forte.
people never figure it out either. Some people just don't to the grave. That's just like along the lines of not knowing what your purpose is and what your your definite major purpose is, really. And
think about yourself. I mean, you found your purpose. So that creates your fulfillment. And your fulfillment, you don't just keep it here. That's why you've got Live Masters. That's why you're doing these challenges. That's why you're talking to people like myself and Siobhan and Tama and all the other fabulous people a part of our group.
right, exactly. And see, for me, more than anything else, the relationships that we've created in Live Masters, it's beyond just me getting to know you guys. It's you guys knowing each other. Like
Exactly.
Chiffon had just mentioned that she connected here. She made the comment right here that she connected to you through me, right?
Yes.
And then, but I met Tama because you invited Tama to the group, and then
Yes.
Tama's just amazing. We still got to do Tama's interview. She's incredible.
Yes.
So I mean, that's what I'm saying. Relationships are the true currents in the world, and meeting new people is the spice of life. I truly love what I do. This is amazing. Showcasing incredible humans like you is how could this ever get old?
Absolutely. And that just spreads and spreads and spreads like dominoes. And, that I want to bring you on. Have you seen the new series I'm doing within my group? It's called, well, I do it on my page. I do it everywhere, but Empowered Conversations.
Let's do it.
Yes.
Invite me to that, and then I'll invite everybody from Live Masters and everybody that's watching this. We'll just do a little cross promotion because you're incredible. So let's do it for sure.
That's what I'm in the process. I've got 11 interviews so far, and like lined up, and you're right, and it's called an FB swap, Facebook swap, but it's all about creating community.
Yeah.
And talk about, Mike, this is really ironic because here recently, over the past couple of months, especially with the pandemic and not being able to go out and hang out with people like, I used to be a social butterfly, but it's like I've been asking, I want to attract more people into my life. I need to attract more people who have the same core values, who are out here with a purpose and a passion for making a difference in the lives of others. The Freak Girls. Yeah, Siobhan. Girl, you're part of the Freak Girls. I love your videos. Siobhan, you're hilarious. But it's like,
I want to see you guys. I want to see you guys on the video. Definitely the three of us or the four of us. We're gonna all get together and do another video. But I can imagine the two of you guys on the video together. It would be
Siobhan. I saw her the other day, and I don't remember if it was here or because I know we're friends. But she did her very first video was kale chips. Mine was the kale salad. And I'm like, girl, we got to do a pandemic episode where we're like cooking, like a Zoom or, StreamYard, and we're both cooking. I tried to do that with another chef, Chef Clemenza Concerta. I'm not sure if you know who he is. He was on season 10 of Hell's Kitchen. He is so hilarious, so fabulous. We tried to, but then there was internet connection problems and there was glitches. So it wound up not going to fruition the way in which we wanted. But we had a show called Big Mouth and the Healthy South. But anyway, but yeah, Siobhan and I have definitely got to do a little cooking episode together. But, back to what you were saying is I'm just so thankful and so grateful, like ask and ye shall receive. I'm telling you, there's, and it's like, where are these people? I need people that are like-minded, that share the same core values, who really want to make a difference out here in the world. And damn, because I've been following Suzanne for like 3 years, and here the pandemic, she's doing all this virtual stuff, and here I'm like, I just sign up and I meet all these people, and now I meet you, and you met me. We met through that group.
Which one was it again?
The virtual stage challenge, Suzanne.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Actually, what's very ironic about that is her and I I had to extend the call because I double booked. Mary told you I double booked. I booked a call with her, and she's amazing. Like,
Suzanne.
I'm doing some sessions with her. She's incredible. Like, we just did our first one this morning, and she's absolutely awesome.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, I got to know her. I'm like, wow, this is incredible. She's got her stuff together. She's
absolutely.
Really cool.
And again, she's out there. I mean, she was a teacher and a secretary, and she's like, F this. and now she's making a huge difference in the lives of others. And it's just like I said, the community that we're all creating and then expanding, because you never know what one of my friends are going to see you and not even know who Mike Chavez is and want to connect with you, and vice versa. And it's just, again, it's like dominoes, just keep spreading that energy and spreading that energy, and making the world a better place.
Yeah, that's what it's all about. Well, I'm really super grateful that you took time out of your day to come and get to know everybody here. And I'm going to go ahead and let you give some closing thoughts and thank everybody personally for showing up and watching this live or on the replay. What closing thoughts would you like to give people as a takeaway from this interview with me? Something that people would never forget is the old saying is that always you remember how you make them feel. Tell someone to make them feel something, they'll never forget you. Go ahead, take it away.
You have the power to be. Anything is possible. Anything. If you can think it in your mind, anything is possible. Open your heart. Your heart set and your mindset creates your reality. Be what you want to see in the world. Be what be yourself, what you want for others.
I love it. I love it. So everyone, thank you so much for watching this. Stay tuned. Tomorrow we'll have another amazing guest on the Live Masters TV showcase. If anybody's interested in taking the video challenge, the challenge is still open, but the interviews are closed. So everybody that's already completed the challenge are the only people that are doing interviews right now. I got to catch up with all these amazing people, just like Steph. Stay funny. I'm going to call you Stay Funny. Stay funny.
Stay funny. I love that. Stay funny. Oh yeah, because
if you want to stay funny, go follow Stephanie.
Stimulate me intellectually or make me laugh, and I'm addicted to you. My favorite thing to do in the world, and it has been since I was a kid, is laugh.
All right. Well, yeah, funny is money too. All right, everybody. Thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
God bless. Stay safe out there.
Thank you, Mike.
We'll talk to you later. Goodbye.